Admiral Maya Rodriguez stood at the window of her underground command center, watching the holographic projection of Earth's latest, failed attempt at developing shield technology. The explosion was quite spectacular, carefully engineered to look like yet another human shortcoming. She allowed herself a small smile as the gathered alien observers from the Galactic Council shook their heads in apparent disappointment. "Another setback, Admiral," remarked Ambassador Xylix, his crystalline form reflecting the light from the explosion. "Perhaps if you accepted our assistance." "We appreciate the offer, Ambassador," Maya replied, maintaining the practiced look of resigned frustration she had perfected over the years. "But humanity must learn from its own mistakes. The truth, hidden beneath kilometers of rock and layers of quantum shielding, was far different. Deep within the heart of the Artemis Defense Network, Earth's real shield technology was already centuries beyond what the Galactic Council thought possible. The failed test was merely the latest in a decades-long campaign of deliberate misdirection. Dr. James Kumar, Maya's chief of research and development, waited until the alien delegation had departed before approaching. "They bought it completely," he said, his dark eyes twinkling with amusement. "The quantum signature masking worked perfectly, they didn't detect a thing from the real tests." Maya nodded, bringing up a secure holographic display showing Earth's true defensive capabilities. Layers of advanced shield technology surrounded the planet, hidden behind a carefully maintained facade of primitive satellite networks and outdated defense systems. The deception had begun 50 years ago, when humanity first detected alien signals and realized they weren't alone in the universe. Instead of announcing their presence, Earth's leaders had made an unprecedented decision, to appear weak while building strength in secret. Every technological breakthrough was hidden, every military advancement disguised. To the galaxy, Earth appeared to be a primitive world struggling with basic spaceflight, when in reality, they had already mastered antimatter drives and quantum computing. "Status report on Project Aegis?" Maya asked, bringing up another secure display. "The nanite defense grid is fully operational," James replied. "We can have a planetary shield at full strength in under 3 seconds. The new quantum torpedoes are ready for deployment, and the stealth fleet is maintaining position in the Kuiper Belt." Maya studied the readouts, remembering the day she had been chosen to lead this massive deception. The daughter of a quantum physicist and a military strategist, she had spent her entire career preparing Earth for the day when their facade would need to fall away. That day, she feared, was approaching faster than anyone had anticipated. "The Drachnid Empire has been increasingly active in this sector," she said, pulling up intelligence reports gathered by Earth's cloaked probe network. "Their scout ships have been scanning Earth with increasing frequency." James frowned, adjusting his glasses. "They're known for targeting seemingly defenseless worlds. Our act might be working too well." "Perhaps," Maya agreed. "But we've prepared for this. Operation Ghost Shield is ready." "Yes, Admiral. The moment any hostile force enters the solar system, we can activate our full defensive grid." The look on their faces when they realize Earth isn't the primitive world they thought it was. James trailed off, grinning. Maya didn't share his enthusiasm. She knew that once Earth revealed its true capabilities, everything would change. The careful balance they had maintained, the years of playing the role of a struggling civilization, would end. But they had no choice, the galaxy was becoming more dangerous, and sooner or later, someone would test Earth's apparent weakness. In the depths of the Pacific Ocean, another piece of humanity's hidden strength waited. The Poseidon Array, a network of quantum sensors disguised as primitive sonar stations, monitored space for thousands of light-years in every direction. Major Rachel Chen, head of the Early Warning Division, had just detected something troubling. "Admiral," Rachel's voice came through on a secure channel. "We're picking up unusual activity in the Drachnid fleet. Multiple ships are moving out of their usual patrol routes. Trajectory analysis suggests they could be heading this way." Maya straightened, her expression hardening. "Time estimate?" "If they maintain current speed and direction, they could reach our solar system in less than 2 weeks. The moment they had prepared for was approaching. Maya accessed the secure quantum network that connected Earth's hidden command centers. All stations, this is Admiral Rodriguez. Initiate Protocol Omega. This is not a drill. Across the planet, hidden facilities hummed to life. Defensive systems disguised as mundane infrastructure began powering up, maintaining their carefully crafted energy signatures that mimicked primitive technology. In orbit, satellites that appeared to be simple communication relays prepared to transform into weapon platforms. Send word to the Deep Space Fleet, Maya ordered. Tell them to maintain position but be ready for immediate recall. And contact Director Harrison, I want every Chimera unit on standby. The Chimera units were perhaps humanity's greatest deception, soldiers enhanced with biotechnology and quantum interfaces, disguised as normal military personnel. They were the perfect blend of human ingenuity in advanced technology, hidden in plain sight. James worked at his console, coordinating with research teams around the world. Should we begin evacuating the civilian defense bunkers? Maya shook her head. Not yet. We don't want to tip our hand. Continue normal operations, but have everything ready. If the Drachnids are coming to test us, let them think they're facing a primitive civilization right up until the moment they learn otherwise. She turned back to the window, watching as another, failed, test explosion lit up the sky, a carefully orchestrated display of weakness that hid unprecedented strength. Earth had spent 50 years preparing for this moment, building in secret, learning from the galaxy while appearing to stumble. Send a message to the Council, she ordered. Tell them we're detecting some unusual stellar phenomena and request their scientific expertise. Let's keep them focused on our apparent technological inadequacies. As the message was sent, Maya allowed herself a moment of reflection. The greatest trick humanity had ever played was convincing the galaxy they were weak. Soon, that deception would end, and the true test of their preparation would begin. She only hoped they were ready for what would follow. In the coming days, as the Drachnid fleet moved closer, Earth continued its charade. Research facilities conducted failed experiments, military units ran outdated drills, and politicians made speeches about hoping to one day join the galactic community as equals. All while beneath the surface, humanity's real power waited, ready to reveal itself when the moment came. The game of deception was nearly over. The time for revelation was approaching. And Maya Rodriguez, standing in her underground command center, prepared to lead humanity's emergence from shadows into a new era, one that would shake the galaxy to its foundations. The Drachnid warships emerged from hyperspace in a cascade of purple light, their obsidian hulls reflecting the distant sun. Admiral Maya Rodriguez watched them through the quantum imaging system, disguised as an obsolete radar station. 12 capital ships, each bristling with weapons that could reduce a continent to ash, accompanied by dozens of smaller vessels. They moved with predatory grace, confident in their overwhelming superiority. Their broadcasting, Major Rachel Chen announced from her station. System-wide transmission. Maya nodded. Let's hear their demands. The voice that filled the command center was deep and resonant, speaking Earth's primary languages with mechanical precision. Primitive beings of Sol 3, this is High Commander Vex Thor of the Drachnid Empire. Your world has been chosen for integration into our glorious domain. Surrender now, and you may serve as laborers. Resist, and we will demonstrate why the Drachnid Empire has conquered 1,000 worlds. Dr. James Kumar couldn't suppress a snort. 1,000 worlds? Our intelligence suggested they'd only taken 18. They always exaggerate, Maya replied, keeping her voice steady. Status of the Chimera units? All in position, Admiral, Rachel reported. The Drachnids are scanning us with their primary arrays. Their energy signatures match our predictions exactly. Maya allowed herself a small smile. Decades of studying Drachnid technology through hidden quantum sensors had prepared them for this moment. They knew every weakness, every blind spot in the Empire's supposedly superior systems. "Send the response we prepared," Maya ordered. "Let's play our part one last time." On screens across the planet, Earth's political leaders appeared to argue and panic. Some called for immediate surrender, others for hopeless resistance. Military units rushed outdated aircraft into the sky, making a show of preparing a doomed defense. It was chaos, exactly what the Drachnids expected from a primitive world facing its first alien invasion. High Commander Vexthor watched from his flagship, his scaled lips curling in amusement. "Look at them scatter," he said to his bridge crew. "Like insects before a storm. Begin the first phase of the invasion. Show them the futility of resistance." The Drachnid ships launched their initial attack, a devastating barrage of plasma weapons aimed at military installations. To their surprise, most of their shots seemed to miss, hitting empty buildings or striking areas already evacuated. They attributed it to luck, never suspecting that quantum predictive algorithms were subtly altering their targeting systems. "Their attack pattern matches our simulations perfectly," James reported, monitoring the data streams. "They're following standard Drachnid invasion protocols." Maya nodded. "Initiate Protocol Omega, Phase 2. Let's show them what humanity has been hiding." Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, the Poseidon Array hummed to life, its true purpose finally revealed. What appeared to be simple underwater cables were actually quantum-entangled weapon systems, capable of disrupting Drachnid shield harmonics with terrifying precision. The first sign that something was wrong came when the Drachnid secondary ships began experiencing shield failures. Small at first, microscopic gaps in their defenses that their diagnostics couldn't explain. High Commander Vexthor dismissed the reports as equipment malfunctions. That's when humanity revealed its first true weapon. From hidden silos across the planet, swarms of what appeared to be primitive missiles launched skyward. The Drachnids didn't even bother to intercept them all, their sensors showing them to be simple nuclear weapons, dangerous, but nothing their shields couldn't handle. They realized their mistake too late. Each missile contained a quantum warhead, designed specifically to exploit the weaknesses in Drachnid shield technology. When they detonated, they didn't create explosions, they created localized fields of altered spacetime that bypassed shields entirely. "Impossible!" Vexthor roared as three of his escort ships simply ceased to exist, their atoms scattered across dimensional boundaries. "These primitives can't have this technology. Check for interference from other species." But there was no interference. The humans weren't done revealing their deceptions. Maya watched as the Chimera units deployed from their hidden bases. To external sensors, they appeared to be normal human soldiers in primitive mechanical armor. The truth was far more impressive. Each Chimera soldier was a perfect fusion of quantum technology and human ingenuity, their very atoms enhanced to operate on multiple dimensional planes simultaneously. The Drachnid ground forces, landing in what they thought were strategic locations, found themselves facing an enemy that could literally step through their defenses. Chimera units phased through Drachnid energy shields, their quantum-enhanced weapons bypassing armor that had proven impenetrable to the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. "Status report," Maya demanded, watching the battles unfold across the globe. "Chimera units are engaging at all landing sites," Rachel reported. "Casualty rates minimal. The Drachnid's tactical responses are exactly as our simulations predicted. They've lost 30% of their ground forces and haven't managed to establish a single permanent beachhead." James was monitoring the space battle. "Their capital ships are regrouping, Admiral. Energy signatures suggest they're preparing to use their primary weapon systems." Maya had been waiting for this. "Activate the Aegis grid." Across Earth's orbit, thousands of seemingly defunct satellites suddenly shed their disguises. What appeared to be space debris transformed into an interlocked network of quantum defense platforms. Before the Drachnids could fire their planet-killing weapons, they found themselves trapped inside a web of gravitational distortions. "By the eternal void," Vexthor whispered, watching his mighty fleet become entrapped. "What are you?" Maya opened a channel to the Drachnid flagship. For the first time, she allowed herself to drop the mask of primitive humanity. "We are not what we appeared to be, High Commander. We never were." The quantum displays showed the Drachnid fleet's desperate attempts to break free. Their most powerful weapons, capable of cracking planetary crusts, dissipated harmlessly against defenses humanity had spent decades perfecting in secret. "You have two options," Maya continued. "Surrender, and we will allow you to return to your empire with a warning. Or continue fighting, and we will be forced to demonstrate even more of what we've been hiding." In orbit, humanity's real fleet emerged from its quantum shroud. Ships that made the Drachnid vessels look primitive by comparison, incorporating technologies that the galaxy's finest scientists had deemed impossible. "How?" Vexthor demanded. "How did you hide all of this?" "Because you saw what you expected to see," Maya replied. "Because we learned long ago that appearing weak while building strength was the surest path to survival. We studied every species that came to observe us, learned from your technologies while pretending to struggle with basic physics." The Drachnid commander was silent for a long moment. Around his flagship, the remains of his fleet hung motionless in Earth's quantum web. Finally, he spoke. "We surrender." Maya nodded to Rachel, who began coordinating the careful release of the surviving Drachnid ships. "Remember this day, Commander. Remember that Earth is not what it seems, and we are not defenseless. Take this message back to your empire." As the Drachnid fleet retreated, leaving behind their dead and their shattered pride, Maya turned to her staff. "Send word to the Council. It's time for humanity to take its true place in the galaxy." James looked concerned. "They won't trust us after this deception." "No," Maya agreed. "But they will respect us. And sometimes, that's more important than trust." The day Earth had prepared for had finally arrived. Their greatest deception had been revealed, and with it, the galaxy's balance of power had shifted forever. Humanity had gambled on patience and secrecy, and that gamble had paid off. As Maya looked out at the stars through her quantum imaging display, she couldn't help but wonder what new challenges awaited. The galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. The question was, what would they do with that knowledge? The Galactic Council chambers erupted in chaos as the recording of the Drachnid defeat played on the quantum displays. Ambassador Xylix's crystalline form flickered with agitation as he watched humanity's hidden technology demolish one of the galaxy's most feared military powers. Around him, representatives from 200 species argued, accused, and demanded explanations. Admiral Maya Rodriguez stood calmly at the center of the storm. She had traded her military uniform for formal diplomatic attire, but her bearing remained unmistakably that of a commander. Beside her, Dr. James Kumar analyzed the alien reactions through quantum-enhanced lenses that revealed their biological stress responses. "The Drachnid Empire has violated Council law," thundered Ambassador Kvorth of the Stellar Confederation. "They attacked a protected developing world. A world that was not what it appeared," countered Ambassador Nexil of the Machine Collective, their optical sensors focusing on Maya. "The humans deceived us all. How can we trust anything they say?" Maya raised her hand, and the chamber gradually fell silent. The quantum amplifiers carried her voice clearly to every corner of the vast space. "We did what was necessary to survive. While you watched us struggle with basic spaceflight, we were learning. While you pitted our primitive attempts at shield technology, we were analyzing your weaknesses. We played weak because history taught us that showing strength too soon leads to destruction." The images shifted to show Earth's true defensive capabilities, the quantum grid, the dimensional phase technology, the chimera units. The council members watched in stunned silence as layers of human deception peeled away. But Maya wasn't finished. The Drachnid attack was illegal, yes. But it was also predictable. We knew someone would eventually try to conquer Earth. So we prepared. And now we offer the galaxy a choice. In orbit above Earth, humanity's real fleet emerged from quantum concealment. Not just around Earth, but near every major council world. Ships that had been hiding in plain sight for decades, gathering intelligence while appearing to be nothing more than space debris or stellar phenomena. By the first light, Ambassador Xylix whispered. How did we not see? Because you chose not to, James replied, stepping forward. Every species in this council believes they represent the peak of technological achievement. That pride created blind spots we could exploit. Now, we use those same blind spots to ensure peace. On the quantum displays, the human ships took up defensive positions. Not threatening, but unmistakably capable of responding to any aggression. The message was clear: humanity would not be underestimated again. Deep within the Drachnid Empire, another phase of humanity's response was already in motion. Major Rachel Chen led a team of Chimera units through the quantum shadows of the Drachnid capital world. Their mission wasn't destruction, it was revelation. Package delivered, Rachel reported through the quantum network. Operation Truth is proceeding as planned. Across Drachnid space, hidden quantum beacons activated. They broadcast proof of the Empire's atrocities, their violations of council law, their secret campaigns of conquest. Decades of human intelligence gathering, finally put to use. High Commander Vexthor, already under house arrest for his failed invasion of Earth, watched as his empire's carefully maintained image of strength crumbled. The humans hadn't just defeated his fleet, they had turned his own people against the imperial system. Back in the council chambers, Maya activated another quantum display. We've spent 50 years studying not just your technology, but your societies. We know the secrets each of you keep. The violations of council law. The hidden weapons programs. The suppressed species. The chamber erupted again, but this time with fear rather than anger. Each representative realized that humans had been watching, learning, and preparing for far longer than anyone had suspected. We don't want war, Maya continued. We don't want conquest. What we want is peace, but peace through strength and accountability. No more hidden empires. No more suppressed species. No more violations of council law. Ambassador Xylix's crystalline form pulsed with complex emotions. You would make yourselves the galaxy's watchdogs? No, James replied. We would make ourselves its conscience. Everything we reveal today, every secret we expose, comes with a solution. Ways to make reparations. Ways to build trust. Ways to create real peace. The quantum displays showed new images, clean energy systems that could replace polluting technologies, medical advances that could help billions, defensive systems that could protect developing worlds from exploitation. All technologies humanity had developed in secret, now offered openly. The Drachnid Empire's aggressive expansion ends today, Maya announced. Not through war, but through transformation. Their people have seen the truth, and they are already demanding change. The same can happen peacefully for others, or... She let the threat hang unspoken. Human ships remained in position around council worlds, reminder of what humanity could do if pushed. In the quantum shadows, Rachel's team continued their work. They weren't just exposing secrets, they were offering hope. For every crime they revealed, they provided evidence of better possibilities. For every weapon they exposed, they demonstrated a defensive alternative. We hid our strength because we had to, Maya concluded. We watched and waited because we needed to understand. Now we offer you a choice: continue the old ways of deception and power, or join us in building something better. The council chambers fell silent as representatives communicated with their governments through quantum links. Some were angry, others afraid, but most were beginning to understand. Humanity hadn't just outsmarted them, they had outgrown them. The galaxy stands at a crossroads, Maya said softly. We can help you navigate it, or we can force you to change. The choice is yours. As the council debated, Earth's true power became clear. It wasn't just their advanced technology or hidden fleets. It was their patience, their planning, their understanding of how species and societies worked. They had spent 50 years not just preparing for war, but preparing for peace. The question now was whether the galaxy was ready for the kind of peace humanity envisioned. The news spread across the galaxy like a quantum wave. Earth, the supposedly primitive world, had orchestrated the greatest deception in galactic history. In the weeks following the Drachnid incident and humanity's revelation to the Council, the response from various civilizations painted a complex picture of fear, admiration, and desperate adaptation. Admiral Maya Rodriguez stood in Earth's quantum observatory, watching the reactions unfold across thousands of worlds. The holographic display showed countless points of light, each representing a civilization grappling with the new reality. Beside her, Dr. James Kumar analyzed the incoming data streams. The Stellar Confederation is mobilizing their research fleet, he reported. They're trying to reverse engineer our quantum phase technology from the battle recordings. Maya nodded, unsurprised. Let them try. What they're seeing is already 3 generations behind what we actually have. How are the Drachnids responding to the reforms? Better than expected, said Major Rachel Chen, materializing from a quantum shadow. Her Chimera unit had spent weeks coordinating the transformation of the Drachnid Empire. The younger generation is fully embracing the changes. They're dismantling the imperial system from within. The old guard is resistant, but they're losing influence by the hour. The quantum displays showed the Drachnid homeworld, where massive protests had given way to peaceful reconstruction. The empire that had terrorized hundreds of worlds was transforming into something new, a democracy guided by its own people, with human advisors working quietly in the background. The Machine Collective is the most interesting case, James noted, adjusting his quantum lenses. They've completely shut down their primary network and are rebuilding from scratch. Our revelation about their vulnerable code architecture scared them more than our weapons. Maya watched as the mechanical civilization that had once claimed superiority over organic life now sought humanity's help in developing better security protocols. The irony wasn't lost on her. Ambassador Xylix requests an audience, announced the quantum AI. Priority level alpha. Put him through, Maya ordered. The crystalline form of the Council's most influential member materialized in the observatory. His usual confident glow was dimmed with concern. Admiral Rodriguez, he began, his tone carefully measured. The Council has finished its initial assessment of Earth's revelations. We find ourselves in an unprecedented situation. You mean you've never had a species completely upend the galactic power structure through careful planning rather than brute force? James asked with a slight smile. Xylix's form flickered with what might have been irritation. Precisely. Some council members are calling for sanctions against Earth for the deception. Others want to establish immediate military alliances. A few suggest surrendering their sovereignty to human oversight entirely. We don't want any of those options, Maya replied firmly. What we want is partnership. Real partnership, not the patronizing observation we endured for decades. The quantum displays showed new images, humanitarian missions already underway across the galaxy, human medical technology saving lives on worlds that had once looked down on Earth as primitive. Chimera units were helping endangered species evacuate dying worlds, while human quantum ships protected refugee convoys. You're already changing everything, Xylix observed. The hegemony of 7 suns just announced they're freeing their slave races. The consortium of trading worlds is dismantling their monopolies. The wave singers have emerged from their isolation to share songs about Earth's patience. Because they know we could force these changes, Rachel said, stepping forward. But instead, we're showing them a better way. Every secret we exposed came with a solution. Every weakness we identified came with an offer to help fix it. Deep in the quantum network, humanity's true masterpiece was unfolding. Not the weapons that had defeated the Drachnids, or the technology that had hidden Earth's capabilities, but a comprehensive plan for galactic reformation. Economic systems that could eliminate poverty across species boundaries. Educational networks that could share knowledge without creating technological dependency. Defense agreements that protected the weak without stifling their growth. The Void Walkers have a saying, Xylix said slowly. The greatest power is not in knowing when to strike, but in knowing how to change the game entirely. We never understood humanity's potential because we were playing the wrong game. Maya turned to face the ambassador directly. We spent 50 years learning every game in the galaxy. Now we're teaching everyone a new one. The question is, Ambassador, are you ready to play? The quantum displays showed the latest data. Species that had warred for millennia were opening diplomatic channels. Civilizations that had hoarded technology were establishing knowledge-sharing networks. The galactic economy was transforming as new possibilities emerged. There will be resistance, Xylix warned. Not every species will accept these changes peacefully. We know, Maya replied. That's why we haven't revealed everything yet. Earth's deception hasn't fully ended. We're just moving to the next phase. James brought up new data streams showing hidden human operations across the galaxy. Quantum observers watching for signs of violent resistance. Chimera units ready to prevent atrocities. Ships positioned to protect vulnerable worlds during the transition. Some say humans are natural deceivers, Rachel added. That we can't be trusted because we fooled the galaxy for so long. They miss the point entirely. Which is? Xylix asked. That humanity's greatest strength isn't in our ability to deceive, Maya explained. It's in our ability to envision and create positive change. We hid our power not because we wanted to trick you, but because we needed time to understand how to use it wisely. The quantum observatory filled with new images, peaceful worlds that had once been battlegrounds, thriving species that had faced extinction, new alliances forming between former enemies. The galaxy was transforming, and humanity was guiding that transformation not through force, but through careful, patient influence. The real question, Maya concluded, isn't whether the galaxy will change. It's whether species like yours will help shape that change, or simply be carried along by it. Xylix's crystalline form pulsed with complex patterns as he considered her words. Around them, the quantum displays showed a galaxy in transformation, ripples of change spreading from Earth across the cosmic sea. The game had indeed changed, and there was no going back. 1 year after humanity's revelation to the galaxy, Admiral Maya Rodriguez stood on the observation deck of Harmony Station, Earth's first official galactic diplomatic center. The massive structure, hovering in high Earth orbit, represented everything humanity had worked toward for the past 50 years. Through its quantum-enhanced windows, she could see ships from 100 different species coming and going, no longer hidden behind pretense or deception. The latest reports from the Reformation Council are in, Dr. James Kumar announced, joining her at the window. His quantum lenses flickered as they processed the incoming data. 87% of known civilizations have voluntarily adopted the new protocols. The remaining 13% are, coming around. Maya smiled slightly. Coming around was a polite way of saying they were realizing resistance was futile, not because of human military might, but because the benefits of cooperation were becoming impossible to ignore. The Drachnids are particularly interesting, Major Rachel Chen added, emerging from her quantum shadow. She'd spent the past year overseeing the former empire's transformation. They're becoming our strongest advocates. Their ambassador actually quoted Sun Tzu in the last council session. The quantum displays showed the former Drachnid Empire, now the Drachnid Cooperative. Their worlds had transformed from military installations into centers of culture and innovation. The species that had once prided itself on conquest now took pride in their contributions to galactic peace. High Commander, Citizen Representative Vexthor sends his regards, Rachel continued with a hint of amusement. He's running for the Cooperative's Leadership Council on a platform of galactic integration. Maya turned as Ambassador Xylix materialized on the deck, his crystalline form now modified with quantum interfaces that allowed smoother interaction with human technology. He'd become one of Earth's strongest allies in the reformed Galactic Council. "Admiral," he greeted her, "the final vote is complete. The Galactic Assembly has ratified the Harmony Protocols. Every member species now has equal representation and protection under galactic law." It was what they had worked toward all along. Not human dominance, but genuine galactic democracy. The quantum displays showed celebrations erupting across thousands of worlds as the news spread. "There's something I've been meaning to ask you, Admiral," Xylix said, his form pulsing with curiosity. "How much are you still hiding? Even after everything you've revealed, I suspect Earth has more secrets." Maya exchanged glances with her colleagues. It was time for the final revelation. "Show him," she nodded to James. The quantum displays shifted, revealing a new layer of reality. Beyond the visible station, beyond the ships and the stars, patterns of energy danced through space itself. The quantum grid that humanity had built wasn't just a defense system, it was a communication network of unprecedented scale. "We call it the Unity Matrix," James explained. "While we were pretending to struggle with basic technology, we were actually building this. It connects not just communications and defense, but consciousness itself." Xylix's form flickered in shock as he realized the implications. "You've created a galactic nervous system." "We've revealed it," Rachel corrected. "It was always there, in the quantum fabric of spacetime. We just learned to access it, to use it. Every species has the potential, we've just been waiting for the right time to share the knowledge." Maya activated her own quantum interface, and the observation deck filled with new light. Streams of consciousness flowed through the matrix, carrying not just data but understanding, empathy, shared experience. It was the true reason humanity had waited so long to reveal their capabilities. "This is why we needed the galaxy to change first," Maya explained. "The Unity Matrix requires a certain level of social and ethical development to access safely. If we had revealed it too soon, it would have been used for control, for warfare, for oppression." The displays showed how the Matrix was already being used, scientists from different species sharing insights directly, artists collaborating across light years, philosophers exploring consciousness itself in ways never before possible. The galaxy wasn't just becoming more peaceful, it was becoming more connected, more alive. "The deception you discovered last year wasn't our greatest trick," Maya continued. "It was just the beginning. Everything we've done, the hidden fleet, the quantum technology, even the defeat of the Drachnids, was preparation for this moment." Xylix absorbed the information, his crystalline form resonating with the Matrix's energy. "You weren't just hiding your strength," he realized. "You were waiting for us to be ready for true unity. Humanity's greatest strength was never our technology or our ability to deceive," James said. "It was our ability to imagine a better future and work patiently toward it." Rachel nodded. "We played weak because we needed the galaxy to evolve naturally, to reach a point where this kind of connection wouldn't lead to destruction." The quantum displays showed the next phase, training centers being established across the galaxy, teaching species how to access and use the Matrix responsibly. Earth wasn't just revealing technology, they were sharing wisdom accumulated through decades of preparation. "So what now?" Xylix asked. "Where does the galaxy go from here?" Maya turned back to the window, watching the ships move through space. Each one carried beings who were just beginning to understand their true potential, their connection to something greater than themselves. "Now," she said, "we explore together. No more deception, no more hiding. Earth's greatest trick wasn't convincing the galaxy we were weak, it was helping the galaxy become strong enough for what comes next." The Unity Matrix pulsed with possibility, connecting minds and hearts across the cosmic void. Humanity's long game had finally reached its end, but the real journey was just beginning. The galaxy was awakening to a new dawn, one where strength came not from weapons or deception, but from understanding and connection. As Maya watched the lights of countless civilizations shine through the quantum-enhanced windows, she felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Earth had hidden its light for 50 years, but in doing so, they had helped the entire galaxy learn to shine brighter. The age of deception was over. The age of unity had begun.